Oh,
No,
they probably want people, Anglos.
Yeah, probably.
Jackets. There's a big industry for that.
Yeah.
Where should they be?
$120.
You'd go over big in Japan too.
Absolutely. $120.
Okay, did you explain to her what you're doing?
No.
You should tell her what you're doing, just so that's all clear.
Okay, well basically I'm just, I brought this camera to tape stuff around campus. I've been taking the course just to show people back home. And I've been thinking about interviewing people, like maybe in Esperanto or in English, just to show people, you know, what kind of people are here, my roommate and girlfriend and stuff. And then today it turned out that you were here doing interviews, and I thought this would be an ideal situation for me to tape these interviews that I wanted to do because someone's already doing them.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's all. And I'm doing a local story for KQAD.
Okay. How'd you come up? How'd you?
I saw a poster somewhere a couple months ago about the summer Esperanto class, and I keep a notebook of like every cool idea for stories, because that's what I do. And I thought, you know, I think Esperanto is such an interesting, a language for people to be studying. The idea behind it, the fact that, philosophically what it means.
Right.
Especially in...
So you knew about it before you saw it?
I know what it is, yeah.
Okay.
It turns out my great-grandmother was an Esperantist. And
Really?
I don't know. Crazier things have happened. Someday your grandchildren will say that about you. But yeah, and I just thought it was an interesting story, and the idea that the league is located in East Bay.
Yeah.
And that people are convening from around the world.
Where's
San Francisco.
in San Francisco?
Yeah, it's 88.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I just want to start by getting a level for your voice. So you tell me what your name is.
Okay, my name is Lana Shlafer.
And you live in?
I live, part-time at home. My home is in San Mateo, but I'm studying at Berkeley, so I live there during the year.
Are you an undergrad at Berkeley?
Yes.
Okay.
Just started.
So tell me how you became interested in Esperanto.
Not by choice. When I was born in Russia, my father was an Esperanto teacher, so he spoke Esperanto to me and my mother and the rest of the family surrounding people who spoke Russian, so I learned both. And a lot of our friends were Esperantists, so I had a lot of chances to practice it throughout the week.
Are both of your parents ethnic Russians?
Well, my dad's Jewish, but yes, like 4th generation living in Russia.
So he spoke.
He didn't really speak. He didn't really speak Hebrew. He knows how to read it a little bit, but he was always interested in linguistics, and he went to a school that was specialized in English, so he learned it since 1st grade, and then he studied some French on his own. He's also traveled a lot, so he picked up some other languages.
Did he speak Yiddish as well?
I think he knows how to read that too a little bit. Not really speaking. He didn't know a lot of languages. He can read or write a little bit, but not speak.
So what do you think his interest in teaching you Esperanto was?
Well,
have you ever talked to him about it?
Yeah, it wasn't really interest. What happened was that he started teaching Esperanto, and he started a club in the city we live in, and right now it's like one of the biggest in Russia or in the old USSR. So my mom came to his classes, and that's how they met. So I guess it was kind of always in the family, and why not? First, my dad's original plan was to teach us English too, but I think that was a little overload for the kids. So, all our friends were Esperanto. Well, a lot of our friends were Esperanto. We'd go to club meetings every week, and even if my dad wouldn't speak it to me directly all the time, I would pick it up anyway. So it was just, I don't know, I guess he wanted us to experience it too, and it's a good way. For him it was a way out of the country that there was no way out of. So
what he wanted that?
Well, you couldn't really leave, especially our city was a closed city up until the early 90s, or yeah.
91.
Yeah, so it was very hard to leave unless there was somebody actively inviting you, or there was so my dad got to travel in the 80s, and I actually went to Yugoslavia and Bulgaria when I was 7 too, and we couldn't afford to stay in hotels or anything like that, so having Esperanto friends everywhere was the only way out. And we had people stay at our house after 91 there, and even now we constantly have guests from everywhere.
How come you don't speak English with an accent?
People always ask me. I think actually that's because of Esperanto as well. Because when I learned it, I mean, when I was little, they used to keep a book of like all the things I used to mix up and say, and I like say Esperanto words with Russian words, and like I guess the accents as well. When I was really young, I had really good hearing. Like my dad would put this TV station on, and he changed different languages, and I could tell him right away when I was 4 years old. This French, this German, Japanese, whatever. So I guess I had good hearing. Then when I came here for about a year, I mean, I had a strong accent. I mean, I couldn't speak. It was horrible. And then after we lived in San Francisco for a year, we moved to Burlingame, which is a really small suburban community, and there was not even one Russian person in middle school. So kind of jumped in there, had to learn English very fast, and then starting probably freshman year, it just gradually started going away, and maybe by my junior year in high school, it was barely there. Sometimes still I say some words differently, or people ask me, are you from Boston? Are you from New York? What state? Or something. You can hear it a little bit, but. And then somebody will say, well, why don't you keep it? Like I have a choice. It's not anything I have control over, so. I think it helps that I speak other languages too. So.
How many other languages do you
Well,
speak?
I speak Russian, Esperanto, and I learned English, and I'm studying Spanish right now. So.
Where do you practice your Esperanto?
Well, that's a good question. I got here and I couldn't say half the things I wanted to say. Well, during the year, when I used to live home, especially at home with my parents, and I mean, like Miko, we go to meetings. My dad's the president of the local Esperanto group, club, organization here. So, you know, then sometimes through letters and things like that. Then I started teaching class in Berkeley with another girl, so her and I would speak mostly because the students were still learning. And then really the chance when I really get to practice it is at places like this, when it's, you know, completely involved in Esperanto. I live with Esperantists and I study it, and really when you go to congresses and things like that during the year, I'm not that involved. There isn't really a lot of young people involved in it, so it's kind of sometimes when I go to the meetings, I'm like, okay.
Why not?
Why not? That's a good question. Well, I guess a lot of people don't see the point of it when they, number one, think they know English and they can travel wherever, and a lot of people will know English, but that's ridiculous, just like I went to Spain. And I think, well, they don't know about it. Another thing is a lot of people don't know about it. They don't want to take the initiative to learn it when, you know, their friends aren't doing it, nobody they know. It's not like in Europe, you can just, you know, travel for a couple of hours and be in another country. Here you have to go way out of your way to even go to another place. Most people never make it, and so I don't know. I think it's a hard question to answer.
You teach Esperanto at the university?
Yeah, it's a DECAL class, just Democratic Education for California. So Berkeley gives its students a chance to petition if they have a valuable or interesting idea, and get some of the faculty members to sign for them and things like that, to have a class that for past